What's going on, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. I'm not outside walking. As you can see, it's been raining for the past couple of days. This video is, well, at first I thought, I guess it's partially about frustration, but it's also about when things just generally kind of suck at the moment. Uh, yeah. I guess the reason why I'm talking about this is because my week hasn't really been the greatest. And it happens to all of us. We all have those days where nothing just seems to go right. Uh, Sometimes we have 2 days in a row, or sometimes we have weeks where nothing seems to go right, or sometimes we have a whole month where nothing seems to go right. Shit. Sometimes it's a whole year that seems like nothing is going right. For me, it's just been this week, really, to be honest with you. It's just one thing after another that seems to be going wrong or just piling up. And, when you're drinking and you're going through this kind of thing, it's, how can I explain this? For me, I'm not sure. I sometimes I feel like, and this is just me, and I know other people are different, that I handled actually frustrations sometimes better, sometimes worse. Not really sure, but the important thing is that one thing that I've realized in this whole journey of sobriety, not drinking, um, is that yeah, of course, when you're not drinking, you're still going to have problems. If you are able to stay away from the alcohol. I mean, look, my camera's going crazy right now. I don't even know what's going on with the lighting. That's just things just don't. It's just so many. It's just so many little things compiling into big things sometimes. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there is what today is Thursday. Video's getting out a little late, but there's been at least one time each day this week where I thought to myself, man, it'd be so easy right now just to say, fuck it. It would just kick one back, just have one night drink, you know? But I know damn well that that is not going to happen because one night doesn't happen with me. It turns into 2, 3, 4, and then it keeps going on. Y'all, I apologize for the camera. I don't know why it's doing that, but everything around me is just kind of fucking up right now. Um, so the important thing, the thing that I've noticed about not drinking is that sure, you're not escaping that frustration. So, tonight after work, it's not like I was able to crack one open and then just kind of forget about everything. You have to kind of sit in the shit, That's life, as Frank Sinatra used to say. Uh, but that's how we process things. If you're drinking, you're kind of running from it. You're not processing it. When you wake up in the morning, all those initial feelings that you had are more prone to being there than if you didn't drink because of the problem, you know. Um, and sometimes it's a saying. I don't know where the saying came from. You have to embrace the suck. One of my favorite quotes is from one of my favorite movies called Vanilla Sky. And in this movie, one of the characters says, "You can't appreciate the sweet without the sour. Without the sour, how would you know what the sweet even is? Therefore, you wouldn't be able to appreciate that." So, in times like these, you just have to ride it out. So, for instance, last night, this week, one of the things that I did was, I hurt my knee. Uh, Normal thing. It happens to people, getting a little bit older, and I can't do all the things that I used to be able to do because, I haven't kept my health in check as much as I need to or should be. My fault. Some work frustrations, not all my fault, but how I deal with them, that's my fault. Being able to process them, though, allows you to deal with them better. And when you're drinking, you can't really process them. Some of the problems that I experienced at work this week, I can only imagine how I would have handled them if I was still drinking. Because for me, it was either 100% one direction or 100% in the other direction. So I could have 100% not given a fuck about these problems and just kind of coasted through them. Or I could have just completely blown up on everyone and probably lost my job. I would rather have the week just suck and then have my job in the end than to, blow up on everyone, make myself look like even more of an ass, and then in the end, I'm jobless, still drinking, you know? So, yeah, even though you might not be able to run from your problems, that's a good thing, you know? Uh, it's a really good thing because, you, you process them like all the other, like the normal people out there, not like us, but like the normal people out there, you know? So without drinking, you can process your problems, and that helps with frustration. And one thing that I've noticed, though, is that for me, there's been kind of a point where because I didn't have the alcohol, you become a little bit more frustrated with people. So I've had to really like start practicing mindfulness. And just this week, for today, for instance, I didn't blow up on anybody today, but I had a very frustrating day, you know, and I may have said some things that made me, in the end, feel like an asshole, you know, and in the end, it's only really me who's at fault, or me who's, saying these stupid things or whatever. And I'm the type of person that when I realize that I've done something wrong or made a mistake, I fess up to it. I've always been that way for the most part. I was less that way when I was drinking, especially towards the end. I didn't want to fess up to anything. But when I'm not drinking, now that I haven't drank for a long time now, and I I'm just that type of person that I fess up to my mistakes. But sometimes, and like today, I had this feeling after you fess up to that mistake, it can be embarrassing, and it can give you the feeling that you just want to actually crawl into a hole and fucking die. That sucks. That really sucks. You know that feeling. You've all had that feeling. But again, as the saying goes, embrace the suck. Um, Sometimes you have to just kind of, at the end of the day, be able to lay on the couch and process your thoughts. Maybe find a place that is peaceful outside that you can go to, uh, you know, and sit there with yourself alone and talk to yourself, or talk to God if you believe in God, or, you know, just talk to yourself and kind of sit there in the serenity. Uh, or, if it's raining outside, like it is for me tonight, it's okay to just kind of, do what you have to do first. But when you're done, sit on the couch. You don't have to do shit, steam off. You know, it's really important sometimes to take the time alone and assess your mental state. Where is it? Why did you get so frustrated? Try to go deeper into why you got frustrated. Don't just say, oh, because this person said that. Why did that person saying that actually frustrate you? You know, try and get really to the root of the problem. Listen, one of the things that also helps me when I'm thinking about these things is, even if somebody does something that's not exactly right, there is a reason. People do things 99% of the time with a reason behind it, when it's not the right thing. More often than not, I think those reasons are actually not ill intended. Most of the time, actually, if you just open up and talk to the other person and ask them why, or just try and, make peace with that person and hear their side of the story, a lot of the times, or more often than not, you might say, man, I probably would have done the same thing. you know this video feels a little bit without direction, but I think that's okay. I think sometimes you need nights like this, and exactly what I'm doing right now, I think that's something that you need to practice as well, if you haven't already. Just sit with yourself, talk to yourself. You know, and it's okay to feel bad sometimes. We can't feel good all the time. That's why bad feelings exist. You know, they exist. You can't not have them. And once you realize that, it makes them a lot easier to have. So, anyways, guys, if your night sucks or if your week is sucking, embrace it with me. You know what I mean? Chill, chill. It'll be all right. You're doing better than you think. I believe in you. Peace.